In the generation we live in now, teens use their phones on a daily basis, but how much time is too much?
A story on our school's GSA club and how it provides a safe space for LGBTQ students.
And learn how NHS volunteers helped out at the Safe in Austin Rescue Ranch over break.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now. Morning, Cedar Park, and happy Tuesday. I'm Abby Martinez, and I'm here this morning with Jack Polishuk and Madeline Roberts in for Katie Whitmarsh.
In the generation we live in now, teens use their phones on the daily.
But how much time is too much time for teens? At what point does it get bad for your health, both mental and physical? Reporter Reese Elizondo has more.
Thanks, Jack. As phones are part of our daily lives now more than ever, it seems everywhere you look, you always see someone on their phone. But what effects does it have on your health that you may not know?
Okay, how much time do you think a teen is on their phone daily?
The average teen, probably at least 4 to 5 hours.
12 hours.
13.
6 hours. Like 8 hours a day. 3 hours. About 5 hours.
As years go on, technology continues to advance, and we advance with it. On average, students spend almost 7.5 hours on their phone daily, and that's not including time being used helping with homework. Every year there seems to be a new piece of tech that everyone wants. Computers, phones, tablets, all of these are used constantly. With these new pieces of tech, it seems to attach us to our phones more and more. But what are some of the effects these small screens can have? There's an array of consequences. Some include sleep problems, anxiety, problems at school, depression, and effects on your physical health, including eye and back issues. With all the time spent on these devices, I wanted to know what students think the biggest impact their phone has on them is.
My phone has allowed me access to millions of people in the world, but you see it and then it grabs their attention because your posts are high quality and they're good content and you're doing it regular on the basis and reaching new people. So therefore companies see that and want that, and they want you to help push their brand out there in the world to other people.
Some things you can do to help reduce your screen time is to set time limits for apps. This can help you minimize your screen time and get away from media more often. You can also take regular breaks away from your screen. Get outside. It's good for you. Experts recommend shortening your screen time to 2 hours a day, which can be helpful for you and your health. With CBHS News, I'm Reese Elizondo.
Thanks, Reese.
Over the break, National Honor Society students helped out in the Safe in Austin Rescue Ranch as part of their community service. The Safe in Austin Rescue Ranch is a sanctuary for disabled animals. They take care of animals with both physical and mental disabilities while also offering the opportunity for the general public, especially kids and adults with disabilities, to interact with these animals. Earlier this year, NHS officer Slava Andrianov visited the Safe in Austin Ranch with his family and was really taken by the message. He loved the idea that they emphasize they are not a petting zoo, but are actually there for the benefit of the animals. Slava chose this as his community service project because the establishment focuses on giving the animals the best quality of life, a true example of what a nonprofit is. Along with 10 other volunteers, Slava helped with some hard manual labor projects on the ranch.
Our primary task was first of all working through their supply of animal kennels. So first of all, we assembled them to see which ones were good and which ones needed to be trashed. We took the trash ones up to their trash pile, and then we put all the other good ones into storage. And then we also, they were trying to install a new fence, but it needed to have wire placed on top of it so the goats wouldn't escape. So we took the fence, we applied wire onto it, attached it to the fence, and it should be ready for them to install.
Rescue Ranch does have visiting hours where people can come and see how well the animals' rehabilitation is coming along. And if you'd like to donate or know more about the reserve, you can visit their website at safeinaustin.org or find their YouTube.
Our campus's Gender and Sexuality Alliance has been a staple for students for almost a decade. But what makes this club continue to grow over the years? This student-led club aims to create a safe, welcoming, and accepting school environment for all students, regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. The National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities studied that the effects of high school GSAs can have on students and concluded that schools with these clubs have overall improved student mental health, wellness, and academic performance. It can also protect students from harassment based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. In the club, since his sophomore year, senior and president Alex Fisher shares how GSA is a safe place for LGBTQ+ students.
I think having a safe space for queer people to, feel comfortable and be themselves, and where allies can come in and learn more about and interact with the community is very important.
If you are interested in joining GSA, meetings are every Friday during din in Miss Brewer's room, room 1014. Everyone is welcome, including allies. So feel free to come by, grab some snacks, and see what the club is like.
Coming up, reporter Reagan Hill has your top 3 things you need to know for today. But first, these announcements.
Smoky Moe's Barbecue, the best barbecue that money can buy. Proudly supporting Cedar Park High School.
Hi, I'm Jason Day, and you're watching the Wolfcast.
Good morning and happy Tuesday, Cedar Park. I'm Reagan Hill, here with the top 3 things you need to know for today. First, the U.S. is announcing a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Olympics held in Beijing, China. The White House said no diplomatic or official representation will be sent to the Games because of the PRC's ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity in Xinjiang. A diplomatic boycott means that no U.S. government officials will attend the Games, but that the U.S. athletes will still be allowed to compete. Next, 30 years later, yogurt shop murders still unsolved and haunting Austin. 4 teenage girls were bound and killed in an I Can't Believe It's yogurt shop in 1991. The building had been torched, therefore destroying any possible forensic clues that could be used to solve the murders. 3 decades later, the case has left more questions than answers as the city and the victims' families mark the anniversary. John Jones, police officer on the scene, said, quote, "Even if it was solved tomorrow, it wouldn't bring back those girls, but I do think it would bring some comfort to those families," end quote. Finally, WhatsApp is being criticized to plan to let messages disappear after 24 hours. Children charities such as the National Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children said the move was poorly thought out and would create a toxic cocktail of risk by making detection of abuse more difficult, meaning abuse and online bullying will be harder to detect if the messages are deleted after 24 hours. However, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg says, quote, "Not all messages need to stick around forever," end quote. And that is all I have for you today, Cedar Park. I hope everyone has a terrific Tuesday. With CVHS News, I'm Reagan Hill.
Thanks, Reagan.
Yeah, we just learned in my history class about another time we didn't go to the Olympics, and I feel like, I guess our athletes are necessarily still going, but I feel like that's good on us for once.
That's gonna have a huge effect. If America isn't sending any kind of I don't know what the word would be, executives over there, then I feel like there's gonna be more countries in the future that's going to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, during the November summit, Biden and the president of China basically couldn't ever come to any sort of agreement. There was no leeway or any way, and especially over Biden's arguments over human rights. And I think that's the biggest reason why they're having the boycott in the first place.
I think it's good, for them.
Plus their tennis player, is missing, and yeah.
Up next, this week's brand new HOSA Health Minute, sponsored by CPHS's very own HOSA Club.
It seems we have to have this discussion every year. Seasonal flu comes around at the same time each year, winter season, but we still can't beat it. Dry coughs, a high fever, sore throat, and chills are only some of the common flu symptoms, and you and I both know that they're not fun. There's been an increase in flu cases recently, and they will continue to go up if we do not take the proper preventative measures. Even if you have had all your COVID-19 vaccinations, an annual flu vaccine is still strongly recommended. Even a mild case can lead to further complications such as bacterial pneumonia, ear infections, and sinus infections. There are many different flu vaccines available, so it is best to speak with your doctor to figure out the best one for you. Getting vaccinated and taking the proper precautions will ensure that the holidays will be a safe and enjoyable time for all of us. For a happy and healthy Cedar Park, with your HOSA Health Minute today, I'm Ryan Liu.
That's all we have for today. Make sure you keep with all of our content, so head to our YouTube at CPHS News.
You can also follow at CPHS News_sports for updates during games.
More on Thursday. Catch a brand new Eyewitness News, information on Choir's winter concert, and an all-new T-Wolf Spotlight.
Thanks for taking time to join us this morning.
With CPHS News, I'm Madeline Roberts.
I'm Jack Polishuk.
And I'm Abby Martinez. Remember to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.